Right now, President Trump is on his way back to Washington, D.C. after his 4-day trip to Japan. The president had a joint news conference with Prime Minister Shinzō Abe, where the two discussed issues ranging from Iran and North Korea to trade. Jessica Smith joins us from Washington with the latest. Jess, any updates on this trade deal? We know he spent Memorial Day weekend in Japan, and we heard a lot about his eating habits and a lot of pomp and circumstance, but I didn't get much substance out of a lot of the write-ups that I'm reading.
Well, President Trump said that he hopes to have a trade deal with Japan soon. He tweeted that much will have to wait until after Japan's elections in July. And he said a deal could possibly come in August. But a Japanese official said there was no agreement to have a deal done by August, though Prime Minister Abe did say that they agreed to accelerate talks as they try to work out a deal to avoid auto tariffs. The president did also talk about trade with China, and Prime Minister Abe said that he hopes the U.S. and China can keep talking because he says that will benefit everyone. But here's what President Trump had to say about China trade.
I think they probably wish they made the deal that they had on the table before they tried to renegotiate it. They would like to make a deal. We're not ready to make a deal, and we're taking in tens of billions of dollars of tariffs, and that number could go up very, very substantially, very easily.
He did go on to say that he does think eventually the U.S. and China will absolutely, as he put it, have a great deal.
Hey, Jess, a quick follow. I mentioned in the intro about North Korea and the lack of clarity or unity when it comes to thinking about how Kim Jong-un and President Trump will end up actually figuring out a way to find common ground. We know that North Korea did have several short-range ballistic missiles, and Shinzō Abe was very much took a hardline stance on that, saying that was not okay, whereas Trump said he was not personally bothered. When you think about that kind of a divergence, did that create any tension or stir up any controversy even within those meetings?
Well, President Trump is increasingly by himself on this because, as you mentioned, he is breaking off from his national security advisors. Even National Security Advisor John Bolton said those tests were in violation of the UN agreement. So that is an issue as you go forward here, and he's disagreeing with his national security team. The president also agreed with Kim Jong-un when he made comments about Joe Biden, and he was asked about that while the president was in Japan, and he said he agrees with him that Joe Biden has a low IQ. So he was really pressed on the fact that he's agreeing with a dictator over a former vice president. So he did say that he hopes there will be a deal with North Korea sometime in the near future, but it's hard to see how that plays out when he and his team are just on different pages here.
Yeah, it's such a shame. It's also, of course, in light of 2020 as well. Thank you so much, Jess.
You know, it's amazing. It feels like Trump's position is just because everyone else says it's a thing, so I think it must be opposite.
Yes. It's contrarian. Everything is contrarian.
But for the sake of being contrarian.
Right. It's a rebel without a cause. Right. It's like, no, I want to be alone. I need to be on an island.
Literally everyone in the world agrees that Kim Jong-un is bad, except Kim Jong-un. And Trump says, well, I don't know. There must be something here. He told me he was good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right.